Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, My Rays of Light. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Wade, Robson, and Safechuck. This has been a reading that I've been putting off for quite some time because the energy and vibration around these two individuals is so thick and heavy. Not necessarily coming from just them, but the whole, negativity towards them and everything that they've come out and claimed with this docu-series or documentary film. It's just been so much negative energy and attention that has been circulating all of this. So I've had a lot of requests in the comment section below to do a reading on Wade Robson, but I have not done it up until now. So going into this, I had to definitely pray and definitely go ahead and prepare myself spiritually and mentally, and I'll have to do that afterwards as well. I've done a reading on Michael Jackson already, so those of you that have not checked that out, you can go ahead and check it out on my playlist channel. I did disable the comments, I think I did, or at least I will be, and I probably will be disabling the comments in this video as well, due to the fact that I don't want any negativity on my channel. And I know that a lot of people are very protective of Michael Jackson. I know a lot of people are protective after seeing this film of Robson and Safechuck. So just for the purposes of this, enjoy the video, and I will leave the comment section open for a while, but if it does get very negative, I will have to close that down. So when I tune into Safechuck, his energy is very complex. I get a lot of deceit, a lot of lies behind everything that he is saying and coming out with. I do feel that he does suffer, and for point of reference, while I'm looking down, I'm looking at his photograph here, because that's how I read when I do private readings. I use photographs of people to tune into their soul through the eyes and through their third eye, etc., their aura. He's someone that has always suffered with depression, and I have not looked at the film that was made. I'm not planning on looking at it. I've always stuck by what I've said. So when I get into him, I see someone that is disturbed. And I mean disturbed, not like me trying to diagnose someone, but on a spiritual level, his spirit is not at peace. I definitely see that there is something that has been going on in his life, and I feel like this is a lot of financial worries that is stemming from all of it. And he has never had the success in his career that a lot of other choreographers or dancers have had, or TV reality stars. I don't see that he has that kind of level of success, and I don't ever foresee him being that successful either. And I'm just keeping it very real when I tune into his soul. I do feel like he's very ambitious, and he is someone that will fight for what he believes in, but I do feel the reasons behind this docu-series and what has come out from him is not truly authentic. I am not choosing a side, but I am telling you that what I see here from the man, and I do get that he is holding a lot of the truth out. I do get that he has some conflict at some point with his sexuality, whether or not he can identify as a gay person, as a bisexual person, or as a straight man. There is some kind of question that he deals with when it comes to that. I do feel like he is someone that is not sure of his sexuality, and I do feel like something did go on in his teenage years, maybe feelings towards another guy, but I don't feel like this was Michael Jackson in any reason, or Michael Jackson had anything to do with how he is now as an adult and as a human being. There's a lot of conflict, inner conflict within his soul, whether or not he is ever going to be able to get therapy for this, or really truly heal from what he perceives to be the truth. It's like it's convoluted, and it's not the truth. It's almost like he's created and to believe this kind of truth in himself with what has been said in the docuseries. And I know a lot of people that have come to me and said, you know, I've had people actually, a lot of people that tune into my channel to send me, they've written into my show or into my YouTube, and they have sent me emails regarding this docuseries, and they're like, you know, you should really check it out. I think it would change your perception on, you know, their story, and it would give you a better idea to kind of read them. But I really feel like it would be futile to tune into something that is so negative. When I got that email, you know, I was like, there's no way on earth that I would want to, you know, listen to this docuseries, because there's been so much that has already been, a lot of people that have been affected by it. And, you know, being someone that's experienced abuse myself, you know, that's not something that I would like to even look at all. So when I tune into Wade, I do feel like at some level, when it comes to his, I'm sorry for the background noise, it's garbage day today, so but when I tune into him, I do feel and I do see that he looked at Michael almost like an idol, someone like he idolized, and that's something that we all know. I'm not saying anything really new with that. But I feel like it was an unhealthy obsession that he had from a very young age. And I feel like that was something that that is not Michael's fault. You know, people can become fans and can become obsessed in nature with artists. And I've seen it, because I've had people that I've seen, you know, online that have, you know, that are fans of these singers or performers. And it's an unhealthy type of behavior that you sort of develop, and cling to that person, wanting to know where they're going to be, going to each and every show, worshiping them. You know, if you don't listen to their songs, you have a nervous breakdown. That's kind of like the, you know, I'm just giving you an example of that, but that's the kind of energy that comes from Wade. And I do also I do feel and see that at some point in his life, you know, he is hurting on the inside that Michael is no longer here in the physical world, as crazy as it sounds. So he is mourning the death of Michael in many ways, and I feel like to some point he is angry at Michael, even if he says that he's not, and even if he denies it. At some point he is angry at Michael when I tune into his soul. And this is all coming from his soul, what I'm reading, and the energy that I get. Now keep in mind that this man was someone that emulated Michael, that would dance to Michael Jackson's routines, that said that initially as a child that Michael you know, never abused him or anything of that nature. But as soon as Michael passed, then he came out with the truth. Did he feel that, you know, Michael would have hurt him had he come out when Michael was alive, and, you know, he was much older before his passing? You know, I don't feel like Michael would have threatened him or anything would have happened. There's been a lot of people saying, you know, rumors that Michael had the family and him, you know, threatened that if they would say anything, something bad would happen to them. But Michael was not that type of person, and I can tell you that, and I'm not going to make this video about Michael, but I have to mention it because when we are psychics and mediums, we can tune into people's soul and energy. And like I've said before, Michael had a very childlike, innocent soul, and he was like a child inside of a grown man's body, which maybe, you know, the way that he wanted to play with, you know, young boys in, you know, in his age, it can be deemed as someone that's not stable, or someone that needs maybe some kind of counseling. You know, I can understand why people would associate that, but as far as abuse, you know, I've always said that in Michael's psychic reading. If you haven't seen it, you know, go ahead and check that out. And I stand by that, what I've said. But what I see for Robson is that there is going to be a lot of issues. I'm sorry for the I don't edit my videos at all, so I keep it raw and honest. So if you hear any background noise, again, I apologize. But what I see with Wade, I'm gonna call him Robson. is that, or Robson, I don't know how I'm pronouncing his name, I'm going to call him Wade. What I see for him is that there's going to continue to be some legal issues for him. I say this, you know, in a lot of the celebrity videos that I do, because I see that they, you know, and it's common for celebrities to have legal issues, but his legal issues are going to be very specific as to what they are going to be about. More than likely, it's going to be legal issues pertaining to this docuseries, and you know, other people coming out against him, and these are going to be other celebrities and just people. Like, I feel like he's ruined in some ways, you know, his way of being, he's ruined his career in some ways by doing this. I don't feel like he's going to be necessarily accepted back in Hollywood or in the spotlight, you know, or gain any kind of accolades. He will work towards them, and I'm sure that there are some people that do, you know, side with Wade and with this docuseries, and I respect your opinions out there, and, you know, whatever your opinions are, but, you know, please try to keep it positive in the comments section below, because everyone's entitled to their opinion, but please, you know, don't go and bash anyone, or, you know, put any negative comments, because those of you that are tuning in and that have been abused, you know, I can understand that, because, like I said, I've gone through that myself. So it's something that, you know, that it's not like I'm coming from a place that of someone that never has been there. So I understand where you're coming from, but for him, I see a lot of him walking away from all of this. When it's all said and done, the case is done, or whatever, you know, is done, in a couple of months from now. And I feel like he is going to be in a position where there is going to be a lot of shame, and there is going to be some truths revealed, people basically exposing Wade, for, you know, what he's said and what was come out, and versus what is fact and what is the real truth that's being hidden from Michael. He's not patient. Like, right now his energy is very impatient. I don't feel like, even though he likes the attention that this is coming, you know, that's coming to him from this, I just get that that attention is not healthy attention, and it's not something that is going to necessarily elevate his career, so to speak. It's something that, again, it's coming with mental anguish, and it's affecting his family life. I would not be surprised if this affects his marriage, or, you know, his partnership, whatever he has going on in his private life. There's going to be some issues there as well. Like I said, all of this is very, very negative in the manner that it's being handled. And I also, sorry, those are not my dogs, those are the next door neighbor's dogs, so again, you're going to hear a lot of background noise, and I apologize. So what I get from him is that, for him, is that, yeah, there's definitely going to be some problems in his career, and in his love life as well. And I also feel like, and see that within 2 to 3 years from now, he's going to kind of go away. I don't feel like he's definitely going to be out, like, you know, in movies and stuff like that. In some way, I feel like this is what he's after. Not so much the money. Yeah, that, you know, there's money involved in all of this, but also looking to get, you know, become relevant again. And perhaps, you know, being that he's Australian, you know, that he is relevant in his country. But I feel like here in America, in the USA, there is going to be some difficulty, like I said, trying to garner, you know, loyalty. And because when you come out and you're a celebrity, you know, at a certain degree, and you come out to people and you talk about someone else, it's like, you know, people don't want to work with you because they fear, like, are you going to talk about them too and lie about them, or say things that can ruin someone's career and reputation. So people kind of shy away from that. So again, this is like some shunning that is going to happen, even though people do get, you know, what he's saying. Some people believe what he's saying. You know, there's going to be a lot of that going on in his career, in his life. And I feel like the path now is going to be a very difficult one for him wherever he goes. There's going to be people that kind of look at him. And again, this is just going back to what I've seen. So now I'm going to pull up my phone here, and I'm going to get a picture of Safechuck so I can look at his energy. Okay, James, is it Safechuck? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna pull up an image of him. That's what I'm doing right now. Sorry. Okay, so I have a picture of him here. You know, when I tune into Safechuck, I get that he is someone that's very, he's not shy necessarily, but he's not someone that's very outspoken. I do get that there would be some kind of vices or unhealthy coping mechanisms, and I'll leave it at that, that he has struggled with and that he is going through as well here now. And also, I feel like this is going to affect his career as well, and not necessarily in a most positive way. I do feel like he has some issues that would benefit from seeing like a therapist and working with someone. And I feel like a lot of this is, and I see a lot of this is also past life related. These are karmic issues between Wade and Safechuck. And I do feel like, you know, he has a lot of anger towards people, more so than Wade. Wade kind of toggles back and forth in his energy and his feelings towards Michael. There's like a love and hate relationship that he has, or feelings that he has towards Michael, even though Michael is passed on in spirit form. With James Safechuck, I just get there's a lot of him has been affected and damaged as well. But the damage, like I said, has come from wanting, I want to say, from not having the career that they had planned out or thought out that they would have. Like, his plans, you know, were way different when he was a child, and then going into adulthood, it was entirely something different. And I do feel like the way he sees the entertainment industry is somewhat like the way that I've described it before, is something being some more darker in energy, and a lot of definitely deception. You know, because Hollywood and the entertainment industry is known for their issues, you know, the darkness and things, abuse, sexual abuse, molestation, things like that. You know, it's something that is prevalent in the industry. I'm not denying that. But I feel like he has a lot of fear also about that, and even entering that kind of career. Even though he doesn't say it, I do feel like there was some satisfaction with him when Michael passed. And I hate to say it, but that's what I get. And I feel like, you know, he is someone that was happy in many ways. And again, I hate to say it, because that's what I'm getting from his soul energy, and it doesn't lie. The energy signature is there. It's of someone that is very happy when someone passes, and that's a dark vibration when you're happy about someone passing on, you know, into spirit form, or passing or dying. You know, you should be happy about it. Even though, you know, some cultures and religions celebrate death and see it as, you know, someone passing on, but he felt like almost like he was vindicated when Michael passed on. That's the kind of energy that I get from him. He also is one of the ones that has more of a weaker mentality when it comes to this whole docuseries and interviews that that I have seen that have surfaced on YouTube of them two talking. He's always deferring to Wade and letting Wade kind of say his part and do the main talking. I don't know if those of you out there agree or have seen these interviews that they have done about these docuseries, but with him, I do feel like, yeah, he's not going to be very happy, and like these two guys are not going to be very happy in their life path, and I do feel like they both will, at least James will have some health issues from all of this, the stress. And I don't know if he's said at all. I only saw one interview, the one they were with Oprah, and I only saw like 5 minutes of it. But, you know, he has the symptoms or the signs of the energy of someone that's had darker thoughts about hurting themselves, if you follow what I'm saying. So I don't know if he's has ever, you know, had those kind of thoughts. But again, I feel like a lot of darker energy and thoughts that pervade his inner corners of his mind and his soul. And so it's very complicated, this whole thing about how they are handling all of this, and you know, the things that have been said and people believing a lot of this is coming out. Yeah, I mean, if they were going to ever come out with it, you know, they should have, you know, come out when Michael was alive to defend himself. This is all hurting a lot of Michael's fans. It's hurting his family, and it's hurting their families as well, and their fans that they have, you know, or people that support them, you know, friends of friends or families. This is just all so negative, and it's very sad. I would say more about Safechuck, but really and truly, you know, I don't want to get in too much into his energy. When I tune into him, it's very thick, it's very depressive, and it's a lot darker than Wade's energy. And so what I see for him is like a lot of complications and obstacles from all of this. I actually feel in some kind of way he didn't want to be pulled into this. In some kind of way, but I feel like Wade has some kind of control over him and pulled him into this whole thing of the docuseries. And you know, that's what I see for him. I do feel like there's going to be problems with their families and their children, you know, later on, if they were, you know, to ever have any other kids and etc. There's going to be, you know, problems. It's never going to be peaceful. A peaceful life for them, and it is creating bad karma when, even though they may, you know, be feeling like they're doing a service to humanity by bringing this up, for people that have actually been abused and have gone through it, you know, and haven't said anything, or that have come out and haven't been believed. You know, it's hard for them to see this, and it reminds them of their past and everything. But again, I don't feel like they're telling the truth at all, and that's just the insight that I'm getting. But I know that a lot of you have maybe seen the docuseries, and you probably agree with Wade, and you agree with them. So, you know, please keep it civil in the comment section below. Don't come at me, because if you do, I'm blocking you, and eventually I will be turning off the comments on this video, because I do expect that it's going to get ugly in the comment section. But whatever, it is what it is. So I want to thank you, all of my rays of light, for tuning in. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Psychic Medium Ray, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and hit that notification bell icon. And as always, if you'd like to book a private psychic reading, you can go to my website. It's www.raymondguzman.net/shop. Blessings and love and light. Have an amazing, amazing week, or day or night, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much.